Whoa! Greatest of all time.
Or the GOAT conversation. OTP.
The time has finally come.
And what does OTP stand for?
Well, it's not on the phonics because
on the phone.
It's not on the. Definitely not on the.
Definitely not on the phone.
OTP stands for One Truth Prevails.
One Truth Prevails. I like that. Yeah, One Truth Prevails.
We're not just sports.
Because we're sports fanatics. Let's make that clear.
Yeah, we're definitely sports fanatics.
We're not just a sports podcast, though.
Yeah, we talk about other topics too. It just depends on what's going on and how we view everything. One day we'll be talking about basketball, or maybe football, or maybe even baseball. We may also talk about life-changing events or something about history that we want to talk about.
It's all relative. Things that you see in sports you can apply to everyday life. I mean, the implementation is really that easy. What I don't want to get classified as is people looking and saying like, oh, they're just talking about sports. And if I'm not into sports, then I wouldn't be into that podcast. And that couldn't be further from the truth. I think that we're talking about a lot of things. I mean, truth. Some of the biggest debates are about truth is within sports.
We use sports as a base to talk about everything because sports has become, as some people may debate this, sports has become an opium and a religion to masses.
No, that's facts. A lot of my examples, a lot of my life lessons comes from sports. I was raised on Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was like my father figure. So I learned a lot of lessons from.
You might not want to say that in the hearing range of his son that's playing in the finals.
You hear me now? Aren't we all sons of MJ in some way?
Nah.
Yeah.
My dad's Tim Duncan. What do you mean?
If the Spurs had met the Bulls, who are we taking?
What, in like 98?
Either any of the Bulls teams. Any of the Spurs teams versus any of the Bulls teams. I take Mike every time.
I mean, you can't not take Mike. I feel like in some of the teams, I think the Spurs had the advantage. But because if you look at,
I think a lot of the teams they had the advantages when.
Yeah,
a lot of teams had the advantages on the Bulls. The Suns. I mean, I recently saw Robert Horry saying that those Houston Rockets teams would have beat the Bulls, and he's like the 93-94 team. No, there's nobody on those teams that could have. On the Bulls teams that could have guarded Hakeem, which might be right. But then he says Vernon Maxwell would have locked up Mike.
No.
It's like, bro, come on.
No. Vernon Maxwell could have potentially made Jordan score like 30 instead of 40, but that's not that much better because then you leave Scotty open.
Mike's dominating. I don't care how you slice it. Mike's dominating. Vernon Maxwell. Like who was he? Who did he stop? Like significantly, where you're like, man, Vernon Maxwell, man, he's the stopper. Like, no. The GOAT conversation.
Facts.
Greatest of all time.
I have a whole criteria for the GOAT conversation. This is stuff that I personally use because one thing about this channel that we talk about is context. And context is important for these types of conversations because if you're going to have an argument with somebody, one, you have to have facts to back them up. And two, you got to make sure that context is properly clear. There's more to the story than just stats. Because if it's just stats, okay, that's your argument? Okay, well, let's break down how those stats work. Let's break down my criteria. So, the first thing, championships. My rule of thumb for a greatest of all time is that you need to have at least 2 championships in order to be in that conversation. Sorry, Giannis, you only have 1.
Well, he's still good.
Championships, you need to at least have 2. So,
but Giannis isn't in the greatest of all time conversation either. Not yet.
No.
So,
that's why I'm saying he's
so championship. I agree with that. 2 championships. All right. What else?
Awards. How many awards do you?
Individual awards.
Individual awards, yes.
Individual awards. So we got championships, individual awards. What else?
Stats. This is when stats come into play because then, in terms, to pair with the awards, you also pair with the stats. So now you can get a better dynamic.
Statistics plays a role.
Yeah, it plays a role.
What is the killer instinct? For me, the killer instinct, Gene, is at the end of the game, give me the ball. I'll live and die with the outcome. Like, winning is on my back, or doing whatever it takes for us to win. Like,
exactly.
I don't care if I'm playing against friends. Whatever it takes, I'm willing to do that to win. I've never seen it stronger in anyone else than
Michael Jordan.
Mike Jordan. Who's number 2?
Probably LeBron.
To me, it's Kobe, without a doubt.
My thing is like
Kobe with the killer. Kobe's a killer.
Before 2013, you could honestly say that LeBron didn't have it, or if he did have it, it wasn't a lot compared to those two.
Yeah.
I think now
you can. Can you develop the killer instinct?
You can be developed. You can.
I think it was a question prior to LeBron. Now you can see, because LeBron to me didn't have it initially. LeBron, as an excellent, probably one of the best overall players, team players of all time, is going to make the right pass every single time.
And that to me is part of the clutch gene.
I agree.
Being able to dissect everything within a moment's notice and say, okay, I see this. They're going to both come to me. Make the right pass. Make the right pass.
What if the game's on the line? It's game 7 and we need a bucket, and the right pass is the corner 3, but you're the star. Do you make the pass or do you shoot it? Kobe and Mike are shooting it.
True. Kobe and Mike are shooting. I think now, later in LeBron's career, he has done that. He's done more.
He has.
He's done that a lot more.
And live and die with it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I put that on my GOAT list, yeah.
This is why next time we need a whiteboard. So we just
put it up.
If you have context, then you will admit that you have certain biases towards stuff.
And that's true.
And
I mean, even when you start breaking it down more, like the greatest of all time defensive players, or the greatest, like we're talking about the overall GOAT conversation.
Right.
I mean, but when we get into like small forwards or running backs, or even in some regards, the greatest politicians and activists of all time. Like that's a conversation we have to come back for. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It gets deeper.
Right.
That to me is a part of the sports conversation as well. Like, what was your impact in the community? And with that the case, some of my greats are coming all the way down. They might not even be in the top 10. As far as what they contributed to outside of their sport. But this is the OTP podcast, One Truth Prevails, where we're working to always discuss truth in its most basic form.
Right. We reveal context, hidden biases, and just overall just making sure that when we give it to you, we give it to you the right way or no way at all.
Facts. One Truth Prevails.
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and follow for all updates and new content. Special thanks to Mark's Clone on SoundCloud for the music B.A.T. at the end. His link is in the description, as well as all other links for the OTP team. One Truth Prevails.